Hey, what's the deal? We live again this beautiful morning, man. We got an opportunity to decide what are we going to do today? Huh? We got an opportunity to decide what are we going to do today? Do you realize that you get to decide what you're going to do? Right? You get to decide what you're going to do. You don't have to wait on nobody else to decide, hey, this is what your life going to look like. This is what your week going to look like. This is you don't have to hey, listen. You don't have to wait to let nobody else decide what your opportunities in life going to look like. You get to make that decision. Like straight up. Now for real, listen. When you truly understand and know that you are the one that gets to determine, you're the one that get to determine how your life gonna go, right? And your life is gonna be determined by the choices and the decisions that you make on a daily basis. We don't even realize it that a lot of the times when we're making these different unconscious, unsubconscious choices, we're doing it on the regular. That's just like most people. They get up in the morning, they go make their coffee, right? They wake up, they wash their face, they brush their teeth, they use the bathroom if they have to, then they go straight make their coffee. Like they haven't consciously thought about none of that because they've been doing it for so long that you just continually do it to where it becomes habit forming, right? It becomes habit forming. So when you start to learn that this is ultimately how your life feels, your subconscious mind is just waiting for you to believe something and start showing it that you believe it, and you start doing it and you start working towards it. Your mind gonna start automatically shaping your life. It's gonna start shaping every which way, right? So you just have to start determining in your own mind, hey, who's gonna be the controller of my life? I have all control. The second I wake up in the morning, all I gotta do is have the right positive thought, and guess what? My whole day done been shaped, right? You're gonna have some little hiccups through the day. Somebody might come with a problem here, somebody might come, you might get a bad phone call or a bad text, but it don't have to be a bad day. It could just be a bad moment. And then you can think right back to that same thought this morning that made you happy, and you can go back to that, man. Listen, we've been living under the leadership and the authority of other people, and people is not living their lives no more, man. People is not living the real true life that the creator has placed inside of every man and every woman to live a happy and abundant life on this earth, man. You feel me? But a lot of times we don't go dig, we don't go find, we don't even know nothing that we good at to be able to actually do what we need to do at a high level, right? And so that's why I say, man, listen, man, if you are overcomer and you know you done overcame some things and you done went through some stuff and some stuff that should have wrecked you and knocked you out and folded you all the way out, but somehow you mustered up enough strength to go through it. You feel what I'm saying? You mustered up enough strength to go through it. A lot of times what people failing to realize is when those kind of things happen, that's just God pulling strengths out of you that you didn't know you had. Because sometimes we can only go so far when we don't really realize that we'd have been through something, right? So we get into something and we right in the middle of it, we got a decision that we can make. You got to make a decision. Are you going to quit and fold and just go back to what's comfortable? Or are you going to say, you know what? I got dreams. I got aspirations. I got hopes. I got desires. I got people depending on me. I want to do something great in the earth. I'm not quitting. I'm not stopping. I'm going to keep on going. It don't matter, right? The only way I will lose is if I quit right now. That's it. You got, hey, listen, man. The only way that you can lose right now is if you quit, man. And that's what I learned. That's what I'm starting to learn. The only way that you can lose is if you quit. That's it. You got to look. The only way you lose is if you quit, because you got to understand, right? Hard times make strong people. Easy times make weak people. A lot of us and a lot of our parents, they had some super hard times. When I say hard times, they had hard times because my parents, they came out when the crack era hit and all of that. You know what I'm saying? There was people on drugs, all kind of stuff, man, and it was crazy. You feel me? And so they had to go through a lot of hard times because I watched my grandma take care of me, my brother, my uncle, a couple of my cousins on a daily basis. I'm talking about working 2 jobs and they had no car. Leaving the house by 6 o'clock in the morning to make it to one job at 7 o'clock. For 7 o'clock, right? Working till 2 to be to another job at 3 o'clock and got to walk all the way across town. And then when she get off that job at night, got to walk all the way home, man. You feel me? And I saw my grandma do this for years, man. So I know my grandma was a strong woman and my grandma was just doing everything she could to make sure we was taken care of. And I get it, right? So my mama, when she came, she was kind of living under a guilt a little bit that, you know, the things that was kind of going on. And so she kind of was more of our friend than our mama. And she let us get away with a lot of stuff. You feel me? She let us get away with a lot of stuff, man. And so in that, I had a lot of opportunities to get into some things I probably shouldn't have got into simply because I know it ain't no real discipline. Ain't gonna be no real. Listen, listen, man. The only difference with me is all I had to do is make sure I ain't get caught. If I ain't get caught, even if it came back to her, right? Long as the police ain't come to the house, I was dang near good. You feel me? And so that kind of kept me on a level of, man, listen, I'm good. Long as the law don't come, I'm good. You feel me? And so, bam, my grandma passed away. We go back with my mama. We doing our thing over there. Next thing you know, I'm having kids. I'm 17 years old having kids, right? I'm still in the streets, though, not realizing that this is a whole responsibility. I'm still in the streets, though. I'm in and out the streets, coming and going, barely seeing my kids, doing what I can for them when I can. Then I start going to jail. I start going to jail, in and out of jail. So, boom, I'm going in and out of jail. I'm not going to even lie. I'm in straight selfish mode. I'm grinding, getting high, hustling, in and out of jail. Ain't, you know what I'm saying? Ain't thought about nobody but myself, man. I think back on those days and I realized how selfish I was. You feel me? But then I got locked up the 3rd time, man. And I was on East Ham unit cleaning up hog mess as a job, like literally cleaning up hog mess as a job, man. And I knew in that moment that this can't be life, man. I know, man, I know God did not make me to live a life sitting in a hog barn cleaning up hog mess as a job. And I can just remember getting my parole denied. And when I got my parole denied, I went in there the next morning and I went in the corner right in the middle of the hog barn and I cried right in the middle of the, Lord, God, if you real, like everybody say you real, you'll get me out of this, man. Hey, if you get me out of this, I'm done. I'm done. If you get me out of this, I'm done. That was my thought pattern, man. And I ended up getting out of the penitentiary, right? And I came home. And I decided in my mind that, man, listen, at the end of the day, you gotta really understand that you can be out there in them streets doing all of that, man. And after you've overcome so much stuff and you've been through so much stuff, like, and if you really just think back to a lot of the stuff that you've been through and it ain't kill you, you gotta know that you got a purpose. God still got, because listen, it's people that I know that done died way earlier and from way less stuff. And sometimes I used to be like, man, but they were so cool, good, like they wouldn't hurt nobody. Like, man, that's crazy. But then I started understanding that everybody got their time, right? But until then, you need to find what your gift and your talent is so you can occupy and do what he has called you to do in the time that you got here, right? And so when you look back on them times of everything you got over on, everything you've been through, everything that could have broke you, should have broke you. Some of it did, but you was able to come from up under it. A lot of people wasn't able to come from up under it. They still sitting in it. And these are the people that we see, we see them, our classmates, and it's like they just gave up on life. You got to understand, it's hard. It was hard, man. Listen, it's still hard out here. Everybody going through it. Some people just been through a real hard time. And when they feel this and they see this, it's like me, I ain't gonna even lie. Like, man, this was normal life for me back then, man. Like, you just getting it how you live, survive it, in survival mode. You know what I'm saying? And so when I go through a lot of my hard times that I go through that I'm currently going through, I look at them as tests and lessons and just say, now I say, Lord, thank you for putting this on me, because at the end of the day, I know you're pulling strengths out of me that I didn't know I even had, that even existed inside of me, that I know one day, ultimately, I'm going to be needing down the road. But you getting me ready now. You helping me with it now. You showing me how everything works and how strong I really am. So when stuff really start hitting me and I'm out there by myself, I already know how far I can go, how much I can take, because you showed me back there when I thought I couldn't take no more. You showed me that you can still take some more. You hear me? And that's what I feel like, man, right now, man. So many people are going through so many hard times, like so much stress from every which way, every which angle. The only thing that ain't going up is paychecks. That's the only thing. People ain't paying people more, because the people that got the businesses, they hurt. So they can't really help nobody. You know what I'm saying? And so we are at a pivotal time in history right now, right? We're in a pivotal time in history. And with everything being so hard the way that it is, everything being controlled, everything being under a lock and key, and you do this and you gotta know them, and this is the season and this is the time that you start realizing that you, me, you all have a gift, all have a talent that the Creator has placed strategically and intentionally in every one of us. And when we start realizing that and understanding that, guess what happens? We start unlocking some stuff in us that is going to help us operate, right? Operate and move accordingly on the earth and live an abundant life. The Bible says your gift gonna make room for you and put you in the presence of great men. You hear me? Your gift gonna make room for you and put you in the presence of great men. So what do? You go find your gift. If you that person that's steady waking up, going to a job you don't like, got to work around people that you know don't like you, getting paid way less than you know you worth, that's your sign. That's your sign to dig in and do some self-searching and some self-evaluating and ask God and just truly seek yourself and say, hey, who am I? Who am I? Because once you start doing some self-discovering and truly figuring out who you are, how you operate, how you move, do you realize it's a lot of things you're going to stop doing? It's going to be a lot of places you stop going. And it's going to be a lot of people you stop dealing with. Straight up. Because once you start figuring out who you are and you know what makes you, hey, a lot of y'all going to realize y'all been dealing with a whole bunch of stuff you really don't want to deal with, don't like to deal with, right? You just ain't got time for it. But you've been dealing with it. You've been putting up with it because you thought you had to. You ain't got to, man. You are special. You are great. You are beautiful. Hey, man, listen, God put something in each one of us to do an amazing work on this earth, man. We got to dig deep and go get it and come back with it, man. We got to find it. I found mine. Mine is speaking, right? Mine is speaking. Mine is motivating, encouraging, loving on God's people. You know what I'm saying? Just being a light to a lot of people. I took on a lot of stuff to where I can actually be the one to take on a lot of pain, then turn around and make it look beautiful to people, man, that's hurting out there, reaching them and touching on them, going to places that a lot of people not going to the slums, you know what I'm saying? Going out there where they hurting it, nasty and dirty and stinky, and walking up on them and hugging on them and loving on them, man. You feel me? That's what it's about. And so when you find what your gift is and your talent, right? You find a need in the earth that need what you got. You find a need in the earth that need what you got. And once you find a need in the earth that needs what you got, you go and you give it to them. You go find them and you go and you give it to them to the best of your ability, to the best of your knowledge, and you give them every single thing that you got, every opportunity that you get to give it to them, right? And then guess what's going to happen? The Bible says give and it'll be given back. Good measure, shaken together, running over. Men gonna give it to your bosom, man. Because we so in a hurry, we so looking for what can we get, what can we get, what can we get? But guess what? When you flip it and start seeing, what can I give? What can I give? What do I got to give to somebody? What can I get? Hey, listen, man, when you start figuring out and looking for ways that you can give, God say, hey, if I know I can send a blessing through you, I'm going to send a blessing to you, man. But so many times we get the blessing and we close our hands and we hold it and we become stagnant and we wonder why stuff is not moving in our life. Is because we've stopped the flow of everything. We just conduits, man. That's how we are. Because you got to realize that the Creator can't physically come to the earth, so he needs human participation. He needs human participation. So he looks for people who don't have to wait until they're qualified. You know the kind of people I'm talking about. Well, when I get well, I'll go to the doctor. What's the use of going to the doctor after you get well? He wants you to come when you're sick. Because when you come when you're sick, then who get the credit? If you fix your own self, then who gonna get the credit? He not. That's why you just got to go as you are, man. And just go however it is. And see, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. You got to get your own relationship with the Creator. Not your grandma relationship, not your auntie relationship, not your pastor relationship. Listen, you got to get your own relationship with him, man. And when you get your own relationship with him, stuff's going to start moving in your life that you're not going to even understand how it's moving in your life. But then once you start understanding who you are and you start understanding how your mind works, and you realize that you have a subconscious mind, which is connected with the Spirit of God, which people call the Holy Spirit, right? The religious people and the church people, they call it the Holy Spirit, right? The non-religious and the non-religious and the non-believers or whatever, they call it the subconscious mind, right? But it's one and two in the same, and it's connected with the Spirit of God. And when you start learning to listen to it and understand how it moves and it operates, you'll realize that it's guiding and directing and leading your life, just like it led the children of Israel with the fire by night and the cloud by day. That's how he is in our mind whenever he's talking to us and he's helping us and he's showing us, right? You got to understand how he move and how he work, and you'll realize that he's always been talking, man. Hey, listen, I'm finna do a little experiment. Everybody that's on this call right now, man, I want you to think about, thank you for the heart, man. I hit it right. Say thank you, man. I sure appreciate it. Hey, say, listen, think about the mirror on your bathroom wall, right? Everybody just saw the mirror on your bathroom wall. That is how your subconscious mind works. It goes into, it's like a database that you can pull up and use at any moment when you need critical information. That's just like whenever you go and buy a new car. As soon as you get off the highway, get on the highway off the lot, all of a sudden you start seeing all the cars that look like your car, because your subconscious mind has taken a notice to it and it see it and it has acknowledged it. That's how it gotta be, right? That's how it has to be in your mind whenever you're figuring out who you are and you're figuring out the goals and the dreams and the aspirations that you have for your life and the gift that God has given you to be a help in other people's life, man. And when you realize that this is just a big old ecosystem that the Creator made, so some have gifts, some have talents. These people with gifts, they go and help the people that has needs. And when these needs are met and they strengthen themselves and they realize who they are, they find their gifts and their talents. And guess what? By this time, other people gonna have needs. And it just should be a back and forth. But the reason we see so many needs on the earth is because so many people then got comfortable and they sitting on their gift and they ain't even trying to figure out what they good at to see if they need to help somebody else. They good. They got their 9 to 5. They sit back. They got their house. Everything good. Their children growing up. They going to school. Everything hunky-dory. I go get a paycheck. I pay my bills. I relax. I chill. Everything's great. Right? But you got to understand, man, God has given you something strategically to you that he needs you to find, cultivate, master, and go give it to the world. When I realized that speaking was my gift, right? God said, I want you to start getting up at 7 o'clock. Well, I get up about 5:30. But he said, I want you to start getting up, going live at 7 o'clock on all your social medias. And just start motivating and encouraging whatever come to mind. Whatever I tell you to say, you say it. Because listen, this is what y'all got to understand. 5 minutes before I get here, I don't know what I'm going to say. Because, hey, listen, man, I truly feel like the Lord be telling me, and a lot of people think I be like a machine gun. I be all over the place. But after I get through speaking, you know how many people walk up to me and tell me, man, you helped me with this, you helped me with that. And I'm like, so I'm hitting knees all over the room. That's why I don't even write no messages when I go speak, because I don't know what those people need, but God know what they need. And he always give me what they need, man. He always give me what they need. And I give it to them. And it's raw and it's real, uncut. Man, hey, man, listen, man, y'all got to understand, bro. Like, I've been through a whole lot of stuff, right? And for a long time, I blamed other people for it. Oh, man, I'm like this because my biological dad died when I was 6 months old. My mama was on drugs. Yeah, man, I dropped out of school. I started having kids when I was young, man. I bet you my daddy probably wouldn't have died. Listen, man, I blamed a lot of people back there. But then I started realizing that at some point, I started getting around other people that was trying to tell me the right way to go. Hey, Doc, man, you need to chill. You need to go do this. Hey, Doc, man, you ought to stop. You need to go do that, right? So it ain't like I didn't have a chance in my life to not do the right thing. I did. I had a chance to do the right thing, but I continually decided to do what I saw other people doing. I decided to do what I wanted to do when everybody else was telling me, you need to do this, you need to. So at some point, I got to take accountability for my own faults. And once I started taking accountability and realized it ain't nobody, because listen, at the end of the day, it's two kind of people in the world. People that learn from other people's mistakes and people that learn from their own mistakes. I cannot sit here and say that I didn't have a bunch of people in my life trying to help me learn from their mistakes. I can't say that. But I also had a whole bunch of people that was like, hey, if you're going to be out here, let me show you how to do it. That way you out here, you're not just out here blind walking around aimlessly. If you're going to be out here, you know what I'm saying? And these was older cats. And so it's like, okay, boom, I'm here. I'm in it. I dropped out of school 13 years old. I thought I was going to hustle, rap, and sell dope for the rest of it. Imagine that, man. So, like I say, I'm a speaker, right? And I speak very, very well. So it wasn't nothing for me to go to the studio and drop a freestyle. Like, it wasn't nothing. I'm talking about Freestyle King. That was me. I'd go in there and give it to him, right? And the older dudes, they used to see it, they noticed, they like, oh yeah, he got something. Yeah, man, they start recording me, have my little mixtape going. You feel me? Man, at 13 years old, I'm hustling. I'm in the clubs. Man, I thought I was going to hustle, sell dope, and rap for the rest of my life, right? And so I ended up going through a whole bunch of hard stuff that a 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old kid should have. Hey, listen, shouldn't even have no knowledge of this kind of stuff, man. And when I started getting around other people who were my age, and I realized where they was at, and I'm like, whoa, like I'm really out there, like out here with the grown people. End up getting 2 girls pregnant at the age of 17. So now I got kids. You feel me? And so it's like, what do you do? Because I'm really still a kid. I'm still living with my mama. I'm sleeping on my mama's couch. My little sister got the room. My mama got a room. But I don't really I just need somewhere to keep my clothes at and come take a shower when I need to. Because I'm you know what I'm saying? I'm out there. I'm out there, man. You feel me? But now I'm able to take all of those experiences, man, and I go back and I reach to these kids and these youngsters and I tell them, hey, listen, that's not real life. You think that's cool? It's not cool. Listen, you go get somewhere with somebody who you think is your friend, and they gonna give you up. And you listen, You not really built for this like this, man. So if you know you're not built for it, man, listen, get your education. Get your education while you can. I promise you. I had to go to prison, get a GED, then come back and file all these paperwork just to go to college to learn a bunch of stuff I could have learned back there. And then this is the coldest part that I done learned. I found out, and this is just my opinion. You can believe what you want to believe. You don't got to believe nothing I say. But this is just what I believe, right? A lot of stuff that we learn in school, most of it we never really use out here. School is only a training ground to help you train your brain how to retain knowledge. That's it. School is to help your brain learn and retain knowledge. It's helping you to show you that you can do things, and if you do them enough, you can remember how to do them to where you can start doing them without even thinking about it. Like you can actually train yourself to do almost, in 5 years, you can master almost anything, right? That's what they say. 5 consistent years in one thing, you can almost master it, man. And that's how powerful your mind is. When you start putting stuff in your mind and you start actually taking notice of it and you like focus on it, hey, man, listen. I don't think people truly understand how powerful their mind is. People, hey, listen, man. Your mind is so powerful that, listen, your mind don't know right from wrong, right? Your mind don't know right from wrong. It don't know right from wrong, true or false. It only believes what your conscious mind tells it. Do you believe that? Listen, you can tell your mind something enough with enough feeling and emotion, and it'll take it as true, right? And when it take it as true, it'll start showing you and giving you tips on what, like say you got something you trying to do, right? And you thinking about doing something with it, but you can't figure out how to do it. And then out of nowhere, you get a thought to call somebody, right? And you call them and y'all just sitting there talking on the phone. Then out of nowhere, right? Out of nowhere, that conversation comes up about what you've been thinking about you want to do. Like I was telling y'all yesterday on the radio show, right? You thinking about this, and then he said, you know what? Oh, you looking for a heat press? You know what, man? My brother-in-law was trying to give me one. He got a whole bunch of shirts and he got everything. Let me call him up, see if he still got it, man. Because he was just trying to. And he called his brother-in-law up, and his brother-in-law said, oh, yeah, you know him? Oh, well, yeah, now, if he's going to do something good with it, yeah, we haven't used that thing in 6 years. He can have it. Boom. He called you back. Hey, man, he said, all you got to do is come pick it up. You got a truck you can pick up and have everything. You go over there, you get it, and you like, how did that just happen? You focused on it, right? Your subconscious mind, who is connected with the Spirit of God, knows everything all the time and is omnipresent, right? It knows what other people are doing, what other people are thinking. And so when those wavelengths hit and it's somebody you know, your subconscious know that it's somebody you know, it say, hey, call this person. Because he already know that person has a solution to the problem, right? So he needs you to call him just to get him on the phone. The small talk start, and then out of nowhere, the conversation about this shirt press come up. And it can come up like, hey, yeah, man. He say, okay, well, hey, how you been doing? Yeah, I've been doing good, man. I've been looking for a heat press. Me and my wife gonna start a new shirt business. You kidding me, man? My brother-in-law just tried to, and there you go. And that's how your mind works, man. So when you focus your mind on something and you believe it without a shadow of a doubt, and you decide in your mind, I'm going to get it and I'm coming back with it, ain't nothing finna stop me. Trust me, your mind gonna start giving you solutions to your problems. It's gonna start giving you people to call, things to look up, things to say, things, all kind of stuff, man. You gotta trust your mind and know how powerful it is, man. And once you realize how powerful your subconscious mind is, it's not a whole lot that can ever stop you from getting what you want, going where you need to go and doing what you need to do. But I'm gonna tell you right now, being that the subconscious mind is connected with the Spirit of God, the only way that it's gonna work, it can't be for your own selfish ambitions. It gotta be in helping somebody else, because that's the whole point of it. I'm finna show you what you good at so I can help you help God's people. That's it. Now you think you finna trick your subconscious mind into winning the lottery so you can go buy an island off of Maui somewhere with a big old yacht where you go catch your food and bring it back home every day. Don't do it, fam. Don't do it. Because when you start doing that, yeah, what? You finna put yourself in a world of trouble. You finna go through so much heartache, pain, because you trying to be selfish. But when you got other people in the plans and you helping other people, I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you, listen, and it's not gonna all happen overnight. That's what you gotta realize. It's a step. That's why it's the journey. It's the journey. You can't go from A to Z. You're gonna miss so much. You gotta go B to Y. And once you go B to Y, and you learn and you understand and you go through these different experiences through the journey, you're going to realize that it's the journey that make you and who you need to be to give you the things that you need so you can succeed and go where you need to go. It's the journey, man. Hey, listen, look what time it is. Look what time it is. Hey, man, it's like that. It's like, listen, man, it seems like that 30 minutes coming quicker and quicker and quicker, man. Golly, it feel like I just started this live. But that 30 minutes coming quicker and quicker every day, man. You know what? Forget that. This here's so good. We finna go over today. Today, Thursday, we finna go over. So listen, man, this is what I need y'all to understand and I need y'all to get. Once you start understanding who you are and you start figuring out, hey, you know what? I have something inside of me that I'm extremely good at. I can almost do this without even thinking twice about it, right? That's your gift. That's your talent. That is what the Creator has placed inside of you so you can do a great work in the earth. Once you start finding it, cultivating it, mastering, listen, man, when you give people the power to feed you, you give them the power to starve you. God has equipped you with everything you need inside of you, right? So you can go and do an abundant work on the earth, man. He's telling you, I put something in you, and when you get to a certain maturity age, I'm going to show you what it is, and you need to cultivate it and master it, right? And then we're going to partner, and we're going to go do a work together. You feel me? We're going to go do a work in the earth together. When we go do this work together, we're going to partner. Guess what? And when we partner, I pay good, baby. I pay good. Not that we're doing it for the money, but I ain't never saw a broke person do nothing for nobody, man. But try to scheme from them if he had to. Because, hey, man, because once you get hungry, man, being hungry is a hard place sometimes, man. And people do some crazy things when they hungry. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know, man. Sleeping in abandoned crack houses with a pocket full of don't go money. See, a lot of people don't know nothing about that don't go money. Have $500 in your pocket, but it can't go. I'm waiting on so-and-so to come drop this pack off, and until he drop this pack off, the pack costs $500. That's all I got is $500. I need to buy this, but guess what? On my first sale, I'm going straight to Jack in the Box and give me something to eat. You feel me? Yeah, sitting there with a pocket full of don't go money, man. But when you realize and you figure out what the Creator has placed inside of you to go and do a great work in this earth, you will realize that guess what, man? You got a gold mine sitting right inside of you. You can do anything you put your mind to. You just got to believe it. And I'm going to show the world, right? It don't matter where you come from. Don't matter what you've been through. Don't matter the color of your skin or the community you grew up in. Your last name either. The only thing matters is what do you believe? Do you believe that the Creator has placed something great inside of you to go and do a great work in the earth? And if you do believe that, ain't nothing. Hey, listen, man. It can come hell and high water. Ain't nothing going to be able to stop you. Because see, here's what you got to understand, right? God sits outside of time just like the enemy sits outside of time, right? And he can see when God finna get ready to bless you and when God get ready to level you up and when God get ready to do a great work in your life, right? So then he come and he try to throw every single thing he can at you to try to make you stop and quit and turn around because you be right there. But here's the thing. When you realize that all things work together for good for those who love God that are called according to his purpose, when you realize that part, you realize, hey, you know what? The enemy's so smart, so to say, that he dumb. He's so smart that he dumb, right? I'm finna show you how so smart he is that he dumb. The enemy hates you, and he gonna attack you in any which way that he can. But he's so dumb, he don't even realize it. He's hitting you trying to knock you down at all your weaknesses, right? But if you just sit back for a moment and realize he's actually helping you, show you where your blind spots at. Oh, that's good. That's good right there. He's showing you where your blind spots at. So boom, he hit you in your finances. You say, okay, I need to cover this up. I need to figure out how I'm going to do this. Boom, you got your finances under together. Now he want to hit you in your relationships. So you start coming over here, boom, boom, fixing on this, covering this up. Boom, now he hitting you in your family life. And at some point, you got to realize that life is going to life, man. Life is going to life. And when you depend on the one who got you and who's going to guide you and lead you, he's going to always give you peace in whatever storm you come through. And you got to believe that. And when you start knowing that and you have that peace in your heart, it's not an if no more. It's when. And if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. You hear me? It's not an if no more. It's a when. And if you stay ready, you don't got to get ready, man. And you continually say, okay, I know it's not if, it's when. And if I stay ready, I'm gonna stay. If I stay ready, I don't got to get ready. Okay, I know life is going to life, man. And there's nothing we can do about it. But once you trust the one who's carrying you and holding you, he said, I know your story from the end to the beginning. Every day of your life was fashioned when yet there was none. He knew everything. He knew everything. And when you know that he knows everything and you connect with your subconscious mind and you start to learn how it works, then you get in the huddle and you get to play. So you'll know to run the right route when he get ready to throw you the ball. So you'll be ready for you. Catch the pass, you run in. Let's go to touchdown. Throw your hands up. You feel me? He's looking to partner with us, man. That's all he's doing. And listen, don't wait until you feel like you qualify. I'm going to wait till I'm ready. That's just like saying, I'm going to wait till I'm well to go to the hospital, man. Give God the glory right now, man. I went to him. I was in the hog barn cleaning up hog mess, man. I was at the lowest of the low. I was at the lowest of the low. I've been to church. You know what I'm saying? My grandma raised us up in church. But as soon as I was able to say I wasn't going to church no more, I stopped. Right? Still had love for God in my heart. Still, I didn't do people wrong. But if people disrespected me, I handled my business. You feel me? But I wasn't just out here acting a foolish way. I've always loved people. That's something that God placed inside of me. I will always love people, man. That's me. That's what I do. I love all people. I don't care who it is. I don't care what color, none of that. You feel me? So I was in the hog barn, man, cleaning up hog mess as a job. And I did what I felt like the only thing I knew to do. I went in the corner and I sincerely cried out to God, man. I said, God, like if you real, like everybody say you real, you'll get me out of this, man. Like you'll get me out of this, man. If you get me out of this, I'm done, man. Even though I got out of it, and a few years down, I got out in 2009, right? By 2011, I had got a job. I was doing pretty good. I was in church. My uncle died. Before you know it, I was back hustling, smoking weed, sipping drink, doing everything I told God I wasn't gonna do. And then one day something happened, and I was in my closet looking for something in my closet, and the box fell. And it was the box from prison. It had all my pictures, all my old commissary receipts, all my old letters, certificates, parole certificate. And when I went to move it, not in an audible voice, but in that still small voice right here in my chest, he say, "Hey, what are you doing? I thought I didn't have to worry about you." Man, listen, man, y'all. Say, man, I was back in church. By 2 months later, I was back in church. I ended up running into my children's pastor, who is my pastor right now. I ran into my children's pastor his father-in-law used to come pick us up in the mornings, man. Shout out to Pastor Kevin. I love you, Pastor Kevin. But his father-in-law used to come pick us up from the hood, man. And I remember that, right? And I saw him in my football game. And our sons was playing football together. And I saw him, and I see this white dude looking at me, and I'm wondering why he keep on looking at me. I'm like, man, I know this dude from somewhere, right? And I'm looking at him. I say, oh, he clean cut. Don't look like he been on no drugs or nothing. So I know him from the streets, right? And I said, and I made up my mind. I said, halftime, I'm finna go over here and see who this is. And so when halftime hit, and I got ready to beeline to him, I heard him say, Doc Amy. And when he said my name, I recognized his voice. I say, Brother Kevin. And so I ended up getting back in church, man. I've been to Bible college, you know what I'm saying? Man, God has been good to me. And he's still not done. I'm on some, man, I've been blessed. I've been having some great momentum. And I know that God is going to use me to show the world it don't matter what. He said, I'm going to take the foolish of this world to confound the wise. I am going to take the weak to confound the strong. Here I am, Lord. Send me. I'll go. You feel me? And y'all, hey, man, you got to know that, man. At the end of the day, you got to know who you are, man. You got to know that God has created you for a special time as this, man. He's looking for people that say, it doesn't matter if I'm qualified or not, but I'm available. That's all he's looking for, availability. He's looking for somebody to say, hey, I'm available to be used in any way that you need to use me. So when you make yourself available, guess what? He's going to start showing you the great things that you didn't realize that you used to do exceptionally well. Like, you used to do this so good. You used to draw real good. You used to sing real good. You used to dance real good. You can break down a whole computer and have 150,000 parts everywhere and put everyone back in exactly where it go without needing no kind of instructions. Some people minds like that. My mind not like that. But God has put something inside of each one of y'all, man, every one of us, to go and do a great work in the earth. And when we start finding it and cultivating it and mastering it and understanding who we are and the work and the call that we are called to do, we'll start, man, listen, man, you don't even understand where we can go with it. See, right now, we're in the phase of when you give people the power to feed you, you give them the power to starve you, right? And so everything is crazy. Interest rates. Listen, the only thing ain't going up is people paychecks, right? That's the only thing ain't going up. People paychecks. And it's almost strategically like that intentionally. It's like that on purpose, right? Because if I can make you dependent on me, right, and you need me, then you will almost do anything you need to do to get what I got if it get down to that. If it get down to that, right? And that is not the way that the Creator made it for it to be. People just start getting in control and ruling stuff. And like the Rockefellers, his whole plan was to make 2% people in control, and the rest of everybody else supposed to just be workers. Teach them to go to school, go to college, get a job, go work for somebody. Because 9 times out of 10, guess what? 9 times out of 10, he was behind one of the companies, because he was work back then. It was numbered industrial, oil and gas, and he behind all of them. So we finna teach people how to go to work, go to school, educate themselves so they can learn how to retain knowledge, and then we finna go put them to work, all of them. And we're gonna sit back like fat cats and make sure our wealth is steady growing generation after generation and after generation. But do you realize that the Creator has gave each and every person a gift and a talent to do something great like that? A lot of time we rather just sit back and be comfortable and go and live somebody else's dream and be told when to do, what to do, how to do, instead of taking the necessary time to go and find what the Creator has placed inside of us to go do a great work and go do something meaningful, man. I can guarantee, listen, when you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. When you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. And so when you go find because listen, you got to understand your gift and your talent, it is going to be connected. It's going to be connected with something you love to do. God not going to punish you. He's not going to give you something that he's giving you a gift and a talent on that you don't even like doing. Come on, man. Why would he do that? He's going to give you something you love to do. Whatever that thing is, he's going to give you something that you love to do, and you're going to have a gift and a talent that, listen, man, y'all finna laugh at me about this one, but I already told y'all though. I'm in debt, $13,000 for a speaking school that I call myself going to learn how to speak. I know, man. Everybody don't laugh at me at one time. Please don't laugh at me. But that's me now realizing and knowing what I got. That's me not realizing what I already got, what the Creator has already put inside of me. And that's my fault. And I'm going to pay it. That's a $13,000 lesson for me not taking the time to find out who I am, what I got, and what is needed for. That's my fault. I can't be mad at nobody. But listen, finna help y'all. It's two kind of people in the world. People that learn from their own mistakes, people that learn from other people's mistakes, right? Y'all don't got to learn from your own mistake. I'm telling you right now, the Creator has placed something great inside of you. And he's waiting on you to find it. It's like a gift hidden in this big old mansion, right? You know it's in there, but there's no clues, no map, no nothing. You just got to know that it's in there, and you got to go find it, right? And you go in this big old luxurious mansion, and this gift could be anywhere. Once you go find it, you got to open it up, right? And then you got to find out how it works, which is the cultivating part, right? And once you find out how it works, then you got to just get good at it where you can just let it rip at any moment. It's like a secret weapon. You can just let it go. Listen, man. Man, I be talking to some of them kids at the school, and I don't be knowing what's going on with them. And God will just give me a word. It's just, and right when that word done, everything will just go blank. And I just say, man, I love you, man. That's how I know. When I hear that, I love you, it's over with. He gave what they needed. I'm done. I love you, man. Don't forget that, right? Everybody has something inside of them that the Creator has placed inside of them, man. Please, man. Please, man. Please, I'm begging you. Take some time to just sit back and figure out, who am I? Who am I, right? What are my likes? What are my dislikes? What am I deal with? What am I will not deal with? What do you feel me? And when you start figuring this stuff out, you're gonna realize there's places that I don't even need to be. Because hey, I got a new rule. And this new rule is, right? I get somewhere and I ask myself 3 questions. Am I buying something? Am I selling something? Or am I networking? And if it's no to any of them, you have a great day too, man. Thank you for tuning in to me. I appreciate y'all, man. Listen, and if it's not one of them, I'm gone. I'm gone. And so, man, listen, please figure out what the Creator has placed inside of you. Please figure out what you are good at, because I can guarantee you right on the other side of that, it's going to be a little trial, error, frustration, disappointment. You're going to have all of that, right? But when you get to the end of it and everything wrapped up in this bow and you're ready to present it, God going to come through for you. He going to say, okay, now you got everything the way it be. Step to the side. Now let me go to work. Because that's all it is. Once you figure out what your gift and your talent is, right? Your gift and your talent is really like God working through you. If that makes sense. Your gift and your talent. Listen, when God helps you and show you how to use your gift and your talent, it's just God working through you, right? And so a lot of times, like right now, when I be speaking and I be talking, and I just be on autopilot, I just say what I hear. That's it. I say what I hear. And a lot of times when I say what I hear, I be saying a lot of things that other people need to hear. And that's how I work in tandem. I just open my mouth and I let him put the utterance in, and I let him use me. And that's all you got to do. Once you find out what you're good at, what your gift and your talent is, you are now making yourself available for the Creator to use you. And once he starts using you, hey, listen, man, use me till you use me up. Y'all I'm finna be petty now. Y'all let everybody else use y'all. Self-included, man. Listen, anytime y'all hear me say something, I ain't got no stones in my hand, man. I'm not throwing no rocks, no stones. A lot of times when I be talking to y'all, it be real stuff, because it be stuff that didn't happen to me. That's why it be so real and raw. You like, man, I can relate. Yeah, nah, that's real life. That's real life. So listen, man, I done gave y'all, hey, listen, I done almost went double time anymore. I done gave y'all an hour, man. Hey, I love y'all, man. Say, listen, I'm finna get ready to go up out of here, man. So I'm finna pray for y'all real quick. Finna pray for y'all. And then we're going to get up out of here, man. We're going to make it a beautiful Thursday. Heavenly Father, thank you for this group of mighty men and women of God that you have brought here with me this morning, God. I pray that I said something that they were able to use. I pray that you just continue to watch over them, guide them, and lead them in the way that you may have them go. Continue to strengthen them, God. We know that you can do all things. The only thing that you cannot do is fail. So we're saying thank you right now for continually watching over us, guiding us, leading us, and raising us up to be the mighty men and women of God you have called us to be, God. And I just pray that you continue to strengthen us. And in the mighty name of Jesus, we pray. Amen, amen, amen. Say, y'all already know what time it is, man. What time is it? What are we doing this morning, man? Y'all already know. We going, get it, and coming back with it, man. That's it. That's the plan. That's all we doing. When you make up your mind to go get it and come back with it, it's not a lot people can do to stop you, man. One thing that's hard to stop is a man that's determined to go and do what he made up his mind to do. Y'all got to know that. So we go and get it and coming back with it. Say it with me. Go get it and come back with it. Go get it and come back with it, man. That's it. Go get it and come back with it, man. I love y'all, man. Hey, thank y'all for tuning in. We going back in tomorrow. We live Friday morning. Every morning, man. 7 to 7:30. Y'all got me, man. I love y'all. Y'all be blessed. Go get it and come back with it. For sure, man. For